Mr. Mitchell, I want to start by drawing a picture of corporate consolidation in the United States to see exactly how bad it's gotten. Let's take a share of the meat processing industry, for example. What's the market share? What is the current market share of the 4 largest companies in the meat processing industry?
The 4 largest companies account for just over 50%, so about 53% of the meat processing industry.
53% of all meat processing in the United States is handled by 4 companies.
Right.
I've got a visual right here so people understand. We've got JBS, Tyson, Cargill, and Smithfield. And when you go to the supermarket, no matter where you are in the United States, it boils down to pretty much 4 companies. When 4 companies control almost 60% of an industry, the normal supply-demand curve doesn't really set the price, does it?
It does not.
So this whole idea of free markets and supply and demand and all of these things, that our prices are fair and price hikes are just the result of just completely natural, competitive environment, that starts to fall away when the US economy transforms into an oligopoly, isn't that right?
That is correct.
These are assertions of an actual free market with true competition. But when 4 companies run the show, we don't really have perfect competition, far from it, in our markets. Walmart has opened a number of supercenters across the country, displacing small to mid-sized retail companies in the surrounding region. Now, what does the latest economic research reveal about the impact of these supercenters on wages and aggregate employment?
Within 5 years, wages go down by 5.2%, employment decreases by 2.9%, and then labor force participation goes down by 1.4%. Simultaneously, Walmart's still there, so it's a bigger chunk of the labor market.
And so what we're seeing is that when a supercenter rolls into town and when a Walmart rolls into town, wages decrease and labor participation decreases.
Overall, there's just more dead weight loss in the economy. We're under potential.
And according to the Treasury Department, lack of competition in the labor market, in the job market, costs workers on average 15 to 25% of what they might otherwise make. Isn't that correct?
That's correct. And so another way to put this too is that if a company cut wages by 5%, only around 10% of their staff would quit. So what they're doing basically is making a choice to reduce output, pay workers less because they have a higher profit rate, but they're actually suppressing economic activity broadly.
So when we see these huge companies gobble up massive parts of our market, we get that corporate consolidation leads to both increased prices and depressed wages.